And welcome to another edition of Three Big Questions as we get you ready for the next event at SailGP. It will be the Emirates Great Britain Sail Grand Prix Portsmouth, alongside Stevie Morrison and Hannah Diamond, and of course, the CEO of SailGP, Russell Coutts. I am Todd Harris. Russell, thanks for joining us. First and foremost, I guess the question I have for you is how important is it that SailGP come back to British waters?
Well, yeah, it's really important, obviously. You know, I think the intention was to always come back. We've just taken some time to get the new venue, going, and we're thrilled with Portsmouth. The grandstands look amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great weekend, I think.
And we talk a lot, Russell, about the results and how important it is for these teams to keep progressing. We talk a lot about the differences between the top of the fleet and the bottom of the fleet. That's kind of easy to see. But those teams that are really fighting it out to climb the leaderboard to make it into that grand final, where do you see the differences in those teams and the teams at the top at the moment?
Yeah, well, clearly Australia is still, I think, the form team. I mean, Spain is challenging that form now, and the big difference I see this year is Spain's going really well on the stronger winds. So they've clearly, reached that point where they've had enough time in the boat. I think their flight controller, Joel Rodriguez, is grossly under, let's say, estimated. In the big scheme of things, I think, in my opinion, sits right alongside Jason Waterhouse. So they've now got that aspect to it. Their handling's good. Positioning around the course is good. So I think they're right in the mix. They've got this new program that I've been talking about that maps the disturbed wind, and which is really cool. So I think they've really worked hard at the interaction between the coaches in the booth and the sailors on the water. So yeah, that they're very, very strong. I think Canada's strong too. Like on the T-foils in particular. Like we're on the L-foils in New York and they just didn't perform, but I think on the T-foils they're really good. So yeah, I'd say to me they're the three form teams. Obviously France is has good moments recently, and particularly when they're on the 18-metre wing.
Yeah.
So we might see that on Sunday. I think they're very strong.
Yeah, and Russell, we got to go down to Portsmouth yesterday. Quite rare for us to get out of SailGP Productions and down. I was quite taken aback by how big the stand is, having not been to a SailGP venue for a while. So that was pretty cool to see from our side how big the actual on-site show is. But yeah, you allude to the sort of Canadian setup, and I suppose home waters feel like there's quite a bit of pressure maybe on the British, and in some ways the Canadians with Giles Scott and that Dylan Fletcher-Giles rivalry. Do you sort of see someone currently coming out on that? Are you enjoying that?
Yeah, I think the British, they started the season incredibly strong, and they've somehow lost their mojo in the last few events. I don't really know why that is. There's boat handling errors. Dylan hasn't been starting well. I don't particularly see them coming back this event. I hope they do. I hope I'm wrong, but it's hard to come back straight away from they've gone pretty deep downhill, in the last two events. So I think they'll be looking just to get some consistency back. I would, if I was their coach, I'd be, obviously not telling them that it's a big mountain to climb now, but probably just to get some consistency back and just have a good result this event to set a platform for the future. I hope I'm wrong, by the way. I hope they put it together and they have win the event, but I honestly can't see it.
As you look at the overall season, and we just passed the halfway point, and we've got two events coming up that we've never been to before, of course, going to Sassnitz and Geneva in Switzerland. Is your phone constantly ringing? And you don't have to share specifics, but people want SailGP to come to their town?
Oh, for sure, yeah. No, we've got more more requests for venues than we have like the scheduled slots. We want to keep it at 13 events for the next two seasons. So, yeah, it's a nice situation to have, and as we're building it, obviously we'd love to have an event in Italy. So that's probably the next big focus for us.
the big question I've
Classic
got.
Todd Harris, Todd. It's 3 big questions. That's 4.
That's 4. Well, how often do you get the CEO of SailGP to join you in 3 big questions? So we might go to 5. Last question for me is, I just saw the movie F1 and immediately thought of, when is SailGP going to have a movie like that? Because it seems like it fits that form perfectly.
Well, obviously, we've just launched Uncharted, which
Yeah.
I think was a great, 3-part documentary series. So I think we will do more. There's some great stories that are in SailGP right now. I mean, you look at Brazil, that would make a great story, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Particularly in a year's time.
Yes, yeah.
When whatever happens, and, just following them on that journey, it's going to be fascinating. And some of the new teams that are about to join the league, it's going to provide another dimension as well.
Not allowed to 6, Todd, because I know we all wanted to ask him that one, but he's probably not allowed to tell us. So.
Russell, appreciate your time. Thanks for popping in. We wish you the very best of luck. That's 3 big questions plus a few bonus questions as well as we get you ready for this weekend's racing. Again, we make the halfway point turn, and now we're on to the Emirates Great Britain Sail Grand Prix Portsmouth. So on behalf of Stevie Morrison, Hannah Diamond, Todd Harris, and the CEO of SailGP, Russell Coutts, we hope you enjoy the racing. We'll wrap things up when it all gets finished on Sunday.